The Business Hub.
Hello, it's Libby Wilder here with Kirsty Musgrave and Kerris Hart for our third podcast for the Cornwall Business Awards. Now, this is an extra special podcast because we're going to be announcing every single finalist for every single category. This is the moment that you've all been waiting for, so keep your fingers crossed and hopefully we read out your name. So, Kirsty, tell us a little bit about how the awards are going so far.
This is the 14th year for the Cornwall Business Awards, and where we are now is about to announce the finalists across the 14 categories that have been open since the beginning of January of this year. We've had a record number of entries this year, which is really exciting, and we're now at the end of the judging period, or the initial judging period, and we're ready to announce the 3 businesses in each category who are finalists.
How exciting is that? So how were the finalists chosen?
So we've been encouraging businesses from across Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly to apply. They had a 3-month period to submit their applications. And then we had 29 judges from across key local businesses, and also the public sector as well, have helped us identify the top 3 in each category. So it's been quite a rigorous process, and everybody that is announced today as finalists should be very proud that they've got this far.
Especially as you've received so many nominations this year.
We're thrilled, actually. The Growth and Skills Hub are running this for the 2nd year this year, and we've made quite a few changes. We've got some new categories. We've launched a new web platform, front-facing and also application and judging sites as well. We've got some new judging categories this year, or ways of judging, and we've also got a couple of new categories as well, one of which is you're very involved in. So lots of exciting stuff going on, and so we're thrilled that we've had a record number of entries.
Are there any categories, now that you've seen the finalists, that you're particularly excited about or you think will be particularly close?
We at the Growth Hub are particularly excited about Sole Trader of the Year. It's a new category this year, and we thought it was really important to acknowledge a really large section of the local community, a local business community, who are sole traders, self-employed, run their own business by themselves. They're 35% of our client base from the Growth Hub point of view, and so we thought it was really important that we acknowledge them, and sometimes they're a little bit reluctant to put themselves forward for other awards, so we thought it was important that they had their own award this year. So that's very exciting. We've also got Best Business with a Purpose. That was the most popular category, with double the entries of every other category.
That's amazing.
I think that's really telling that we've got a lot of businesses, a lot of social enterprises, a lot of community interest companies in Cornwall that think that responsibility in environment, sustainability, and also for the local community is important to them. So that's important to us as well.
That's so reassuring to see, and just so lovely to see that so many businesses are encompassing that level of social responsibility into their work. And it's so lovely that now they've got a platform to be able to shout about it. What are the advantages of being named as a finalist?
What we're trying to focus on this year is the exciting opportunities for the businesses that are named as finalists. Obviously, it's great to win. Everybody wants to win, and that's fantastic. But the benefits to business for just being a finalist in a category are huge. There's great marketing potential. So we've got a good 6 to 8 weeks between the announcing the finalists and the actual awards night. And what we're trying to encourage as many businesses as possible is to really maximise that opportunity. So use that as a marketing base. Tell people about how wonderful you are. It's a great standard mark as well. So, you're obviously doing well if you're being nominated and shortlisted in a particular category. We're running a PR workshop, which is being sponsored by Sue Bradbury PR. She's running a workshop helping businesses make the most of their finalist status and how to maximise that opportunity. And then obviously on the awards night itself, if you're a winner, then that is just an icing on the cake.
Good opportunity for businesses to not only promote themselves with their customers, but also with their trade within their sector as well. I think that's really important especially for finalists, because it's such a diverse range of sectors that the business awards cover, that it's a great opportunity for businesses to shout across the country and across the globe really in their sector that they've been recognised locally as shining light in their business. And I think that's one of the things that really stands out for finalist status is the different range of businesses, because there is 38 of them and they're all in different sectors, all different types.
All different shapes and sizes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's also a really good way to acknowledge the contribution of your staff as well.
Yeah.
So internally as well, but obviously PR and marketing is great for looking at external audiences, but internally it's a great way to acknowledge the contribution of your staff. Often people use it as a reward, so on the night they'll bring their staff with them. And this year we had got a young business leader or young business person, which previously has always been an owner of a business. And this year we opened up to include people working in businesses as well.
Oh, wow.
So, and often they were nominated by their boss. So that's a really nice way to acknowledge the staff's contribution to your business success.
So you mentioned the big night there. Can all finalists come to the awards ceremony?
Absolutely, yeah. 27th of June at St Melian International Resort. They all get opportunity for tickets. We reserve tickets for them and we really encourage them to go because it is a great night. And as I said, it's a great way to either reward your staff or a little bit of corporate hospitality, bring along your biggest client or your most important supplier. And it's just a great opportunity to celebrate the amazing businesses we have down here in Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. And we call it the Business Oscars. It's the highlight of the business. Well, we would, but it's the highlight of the business diary. It's the one everybody talks about. It creates a huge amount of interest on social media. So if you're not there, keep an eye out for our social media as well, because you'll see what's going on.
We always have great feedback on the night. People say they really enjoy it. They really enjoy the atmosphere and it's always really positive. Greg Wallace was our speaker last year and he said he was a bit nervous about speaking, wasn't he? And he was the warmth from the room and everyone was really friendly and he milled around and was chatting to people, and the friendliness of the Cornish business community really came across and he was really impressed. So we're hoping that our speaker and double speaker whammy has just as much of a good time being impressed with the Cornish businesses this year.
So you mentioned the speaker there. So this year it's Helen Glover, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What do you think she's going to bring to the awards this year?
Well, I think there's two things that she brings to the award. One is her husband.
That always helps.
Steve Backshall, who a lot of people will know for his wildlife presenting on television. He's got a show on right now. He was involved in Blue Planet Live as well. But obviously Helen is the key speaker. She's the speaker on the night.
Double Olympic champion, triple world champion.
I mean, first of all...
Not too shabby, is it?
Incredibly successful. One of the
record
best
holder.
female rowers in the world, who just happens to have grown up in Penzance.
Their family run a local business.
Yeah, and actually I'm hoping when she comes along and talks about what living in Cornwall and growing up in Cornwall meant to her and how it contributed to her success. And I'm hoping that the businesses can take some messages away from that about determination, but also having fun and enjoying and being passionate about what you do. I have no doubt that she'll be talking about all those things.
And probably how the hard work is all done behind the scenes.
Yes. It's the swan, isn't it?
Yes.
Like you might look graceful on the top, but
Yeah.
you're paddling like mad underneath.
winning that gold medal is just like winning a business award, is just the icing on the cake to all the hard work that goes on every day, 24 hours a day, to make the businesses successful.
Perfect. So paint me a picture of the night. What happens? What's the lowdown?
Okay, it's glamorous. It's black tie, so it's...
Fancy dresses. Not fancy dress.
Not fancy dress.
That would be a very different award ceremony.
Although,
We did
don't
have-
give me ideas.
We did have somebody bring a mannequin. Was it last year or the year before?
Ooh.
Oh,
dressed
that
up
was
mannequin.
Yeah, that was something. That was one of the nominated businesses, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of the finalist businesses. So it's fancy pants. It's nice dresses, tuxedos. People arrive for a drinks reception, which this year is sponsored very kindly by BT. So they have some Cornish bubbly and have an opportunity to talk to each other, network, and obviously that's what a lot of business events are about, the opportunity to meet new people. And then we go into the room, we have the presentation by Helen Glover this year, and then we have a fantastic 4-course meal, which everybody enjoys. And again, it's sort of lots and lots of noise in the room, lots of people talking. And then once everyone's had their fill is the exciting bit, where we announce the winners, go through all the categories. I know.
Exciting. Does anyone know that they've won before they've got there, or is it a surprise to everyone on the night?
Complete surprise.
Not unless I email the wrong people. on the list.
No, it's a complete surprise. And actually this year it's going to be a surprise to us up until 2 weeks before, because we have a new judging slot this year. So we have our 3 finalist businesses in each category, and then we're inviting all of those businesses to come along to what we're calling Showdown Day.
Ooh, showdown day.
I feel like we need a bit of a X Factor.
Yeah, a
or
bit of drama, yeah,
Millionaire.
absolutely.
Drop the mic. We've got 2 key business people. So we've got one from our headline sponsor, which is the British Business Bank, who's an incredibly experienced person in business. He's coming down from
Leader
upcountry.
of the Northern Powerhouse, Midlands Engine. So he's the driving force between, the growth in those kind of areas. So he should be experienced to judge what's going down in the Cornish economy.
But also very impartial.
Yes.
No skin in
Yes.
the game.
Yeah.
Very
not from
handy.
the local area.
Yeah.
Then we have a previous Business Awards winner, who has been a judge for the last 3 years, who is also very experienced but has that local flavour, who can add some of the sort of local knowledge, and then our sponsor judge. So for each category, the sponsor judge will come in and meet the 3 businesses in their category, and it's only at that point where they decide who's winning. So it's all bets are off.
A hard decision.
All bets are off. Any of those 3 finalist businesses could win. So it's really important that they put their best foot forward and really showcase their business on the day.
And it's really important to us because it was some of the feedback that we've had in previous years has been that obviously it's a written application, it's all judged online, the judging happens online for each of the 29 judges, but that this just gives us an opportunity to really have that elevator pitch, sell the business, see the whites of the business owners, the business people's eyes, and let them sell it, let them show their passion and their drive, and that's what's going to make the difference, rather than what they say and some of the details. And it's not going to be Dragon's Den. We're not going to ask them to if they can't name the what their bottom line is or what their profit margin is, then then they're out
Walk
the door.
away without a deal.
Yeah, no, we're looking at people's drive and passion and enthusiasm for the business and for the local business community as well. That's what we're looking for.
It's so nice that this change has been made to make it just that little bit more inclusive. So we've got, it's 14 categories, is it?
14 categories that people can apply for. But then we have 2 other categories on the night.
Ooh.
One of which obviously is very much involved with you guys. So that's our media award. Very, very kindly and generously sponsored by Pirate FM. And that is you guys looking at all of the finalist businesses and choosing the business that you feel you can make the most impact and benefit with. And they win a marketing package worth, £10,000. Which includes on-air commercials, creative, but also marketing, general marketing and advice and support. But that's really exciting for us because it's not necessarily which is the most successful business. It's about which business will have the most benefit and which business really inspires you guys and excites you guys, and you think that you could really make a difference with.
Can that be any finalist that's been nominated for any award?
Any of the 38 businesses that are finalists are available for that award. So even if they don't win their category, they're still an option
in the running.
for that. Still in the running for that. They're also still in the running for Business of the Year. So that's really exciting. That's another change that we've introduced this year, and that's a public vote. All of the 38 finalist businesses that we were about to announce are up in the running for a public vote for Business of the Year. That will be done through our website, cornwallbusinessawards.co.uk. That goes live on Monday. So as of Monday, all the way through to the 27th of June, probably about...
We're aiming for after the last award is announced, but then this is the first time we've done it. So,
So who knows?
Probably late into the evening, as soon as and we're still to work out the technicalities. I might have to do a paper plane across to the
or a
stage.
pigeon, or carry a pigeon or something.
It's worked for
like
years.
that.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, or I could do semaphore. We could learn.
Get some flags at the back.
Who's the winner? So we're yet to work on those details, but yeah, we're hoping to keep that award running throughout the rewards night and just
That's
get
so
a little
exciting.
get a little bit of extra promotion from the businesses to say we're here. We've just won our category.
Yeah.
Vote for us for Business of the Year. So it is a public vote. So it is.
Yeah, so actually, I guess people who haven't won their category can still win Business of the Year.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Previously, the overall winner has been the winner of winners.
Yeah.
But that in reality, that's meant that the business that's maybe won 2 categories then generally goes on to win the winner of winners. That's always been...
You could guess who was going to win
Yeah.
halfway through the night often. So this one will keep the drama going all the way through. But you asked about what benefit for the businesses, and this is one of the drivers really that we're giving them, or one of the tools we're giving them to maximise their finalist status. So they can say, hey, to their audience, hey guys, we've been shortlisted, we're a finalist business, vote for us for Business of the Year. And it just gives them something to talk about with their existing clients, with their existing suppliers, a way of reaching new clients, building their brand, their staff, engaging the staff in the process as well. So pretty much from the announcement all the way through to on the night, whatever point we decide to close the vote, they can use that as a way of talking to people, marketing their business and encouraging people to vote for them, which is quite exciting.
It is such a good excuse for them to be able to shout about what they're doing as well, because then if they still feel a bit shy and a bit reluctant, they've got an actual drive to go out and shout about themselves, which is just fantastic and what they should be doing anyway.
That's one of the reasons why the Business Awards exist, is obviously to cast a light on the range and diversity of businesses. When people look at the Cornish economy, it's not just ice creams and hotels. There's so much going on in the tech sector, marine. We'll see in a bit when we do the finalist announcements. There's just such a massive array of different businesses, all different sectors, all different sizes. Businesses that people, even in Cornwall, will not know exist and will not know it's happening. So it's a fantastic opportunity for them to promote what we do as a Cornish economy and why Cornwall is such a great place to do business.
So on to our finalists. This is the exciting bit. First, we have Ambassador of the Year sponsored by CorServe. Who are the finalists?
Well, Ambassador of the Year is about individuals and businesses who really showcase Cornwall as a fantastic place to work outside of the local area. So they are dealing with national on an international stage and really just a great example of fantastic businesses really pushing the standard of business and the Cornish message, basically. So that's what the Ambassador of the Year is about. And this year, our three finalists are CIS UK Limited, who create modular buildings for clients like Starbucks and Costa, and also have offices for Facebook, which is really exciting, that's going on in Newquay. We have the School for Social Entrepreneurs Cornwall. They support people to create social enterprise businesses wanting to develop or start a business with more of a social conscience. And then we also have Unmanned Survey Solutions Limited. They are based at the new Marine Hub Enterprise Zone down in Hale, and they design, build and operate unmanned surface vehicles. They were also marine tech business, started trading in 2017, and the judges said that the business shows ambition and where you can attract collaboration makes this entry a cheering read. Fantastic news. Congratulations to them.
Absolutely, yeah. There was great feedback from the judges around this Ambassador of the Year. Obviously, it's a new category for us, just about shouting and promoting what Cornwall do, what a fantastic place it is to do business, and the business as a whole, but also the individuals involved in that business as well.
On to the next category, Best Business with a Purpose, sponsored by the Eden Project.
This was our most popular category. As we said, it was twice the entries of any other category.
Wow.
So this was really hard fought. So these finalists should be very proud of their achievement. This is businesses or charitable organisations who demonstrate a real commitment to either environmental or social conscience. So whether that is a charitable organisation obviously doing fantastic work, or a for-profit business that actually really shows their passion and commitment to either the local environment or obviously to the local community. So real businesses with passion and commitment. And the finalists are Coastline Housing, which is a charitable housing association based in Redruth, owning and managing over 4,500 homes across Cornwall. And they're proud to have completed their 1,000th new build affordable home in Cornwall. The second finalist is Cornwall Air Ambulance Trust. Really, this doesn't really need any introduction. Everybody's aware of what they do. Based at the airport in Newquay, and they fly and save more than 800 life-saving missions a year. And then finally, St Petrox, which few less people may have heard of, but they're based in Truro, and they're working to end street homelessness in Cornwall by providing accommodation, support and advice and training, and also resettlement services to single homeless people. So congratulations to all those charitable organisations.
The judges said for St Petrox that they made good progress by bringing homelessness down this year, and that obviously Cornwall Air Ambulance Trust was a safety net for all of Cornwall, and that Coastline Housing demonstrated that they went beyond just putting people in houses and really supporting the community.
Next, we move on to Best Customer Service, sponsored by St Austell Brewery. What's this category about?
Well, it's sort of a fairly Ronseal category. It does what it says on the tin. We're looking for businesses who are dedicated to delivering excellent customer service and building their business model around that. It was also our second most popular category as well. So again, another really hard fought one. The first finalist is Blue Flame Heating from Penryn. Founded in 1988, they specialise in gas central heating and one of the largest independent service maintenance and installation heating companies in Cornwall. The second finalist is Perfect Stays, based in Wadebridge. They specialise in unique and luxurious self-catering holiday homes, so one of our more traditional businesses in Cornwall. And then the third finalist is Vision Independent Financial Planning Limited, based in Falmouth, and they are a network of independent financial advisors supporting people throughout the country with their head office based in Falmouth.
And the judges said about this category, as I said, with one of the most popular categories, this is where where every single entry was in the finalists was really strong entry, great businesses in themselves, as well as being a really strong application. They all demonstrated excellent customer service and the reason why it made such a success to their business. So they had to not only demonstrated customer service for its own sake, because that's the best thing to do, but also the real impact that it made on their business success.
Next up is Best Family Business, sponsored by Sentosa Printing Company.
We do have a really strong tradition of family business in Cornwall. There's a lot of businesses that have multi-generational people working in them and find that a particular strength of their business. So again, a very popular category. The finalists in this are Colworth Farm Distillery Limited in Llanlivery. They are the first plough to bottle distillery. So they create vodka and gin from scratch using homegrown produce. We always like the old vodka and gin, and they're a fifth generation family farm. The second is Microtest Limited, based in Bodmin, and they're one of the UK's leading software suppliers for GP surgeries and do a lot of work with the NHS, and also have 3 generations of family now working in the business. And then finally, Trione Woodcraft Limited, based in Liscard, established in Cornwall in 1978, and they have a showroom and a state-of-the-art workshop in Liscard and make and install beautiful kitchens. So again, a really diverse lot of businesses there.
And the judges' obviously comments around this was how obviously the strong family values driving the business, which impacted on business success, but also how they brought in the rest of the staff. So all of these are quite large businesses, so they'd have a mixture of staff members who are outside of the family as well as the family, but they really managed to instill a sense of family throughout all the members of the team, as well as the actual family management teams and some of the more junior staff as well.
Next is Best Marketing Campaign, sponsored by CEG.
This is a new category this year, so we have had a marketing type category, but we wanted to broaden it out. So it used to be excellence in digital marketing, and we felt it was more important that actually it was more encompassing, so we turned it into Best Marketing Campaign for this year. The first finalist in this category is Beach Retreats, based in Watergate Bay, and they specialise in self-catering holidays. The second finalist is DCA Public Relations, based in Truro. They've been 20-year plus track record working in PR digital marketing with public and private sector clients. And then Triskel Marine Limited, based in Hale, founded in 2003. They're a high-tech company providing a range of technologies, delivering significant energy savings in the marine industry.
So the campaigns for these, for Beach Retreats, was an in-house campaign supported by a PR agency, and that was to promote different beaches across the Cornish coast. They went out on the summer solstice and they visited 47 beaches all the way through the day, setting off at 5 a.m, tweeting, social media all throughout the day. Sounded really exciting from the entry that they put through, and it was to support the South West Coast Path Association. But also in terms of the business driver for that obviously supported the different locations all across Cornwall, not just your big ones that people up country know about, St Ives, or all the different beaches across Cornwall. So that was fantastic for them, and they put the story of the day into a book bound brochure that they give to all of the guests that's staying in their accommodations. Great campaign there. For DCA Public Relations, this was a campaign for a client, which was St Ives Business Improvement District, so St Ives BID, which was to address the negative attitudes to seagulls. A really innovative campaign, really flipped around a lot of bad publicity around seagulls attacking tourists. This was a real positive spin on trying to engaging a seagull expert to improve the understanding and awareness of local people and the business owners as well, to try and flip that around and try and make general awareness. And the last one from Triskel Marine was a little bit more traditional. And so this was really just a campaign supported by a local marketing company, which was to launch a new product, which is Integral, which was a boat generator replacement technology. So it's quite an interesting, it's like using the offset power from the boat engine to basically run everything else.
Some really interesting and creative ideas there. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was really interesting, yeah.
Next, we move on to our next category, Best New Business, sponsored by the LEP.
Obviously, this is a really great category close to the Growth Hub's heart. We support people starting businesses with a business idea, starting from scratch, or if people have launched new businesses and just need a little bit of help. So this is a really important category for us. And the finalists are Pitched from Llanivert, And they work with UK holiday parks and campsites, offering booking software, so working with one of our traditional sectors there. St Blasey Recycle, Reuse, Resale Community Interest Company, based in St Blasey, and they're a shop filled with furniture and white goods saved from local recycle centres and then sold at low prices to help families in crisis. And then finally, Teacup Tea Room in Mevagissey, which is a dog-friendly vintage tea room, prides itself on a warm welcome. So I'll definitely be visiting that with my Labrador very soon.
And such a different range of businesses there, from technology to a community interest company to a traditional tea room. You might associate with Cornwall, so a fantastic range of businesses there. The judges said about pitch that it was an excellent idea, not only a great business, be an asset to the tourism sector and the Cornish economy. St Blasey Recycle was really interesting, different type of business with a great ethos and some amazing work being done. And my favourite judges' comments was that success was measured in smiles.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's a brilliant comment there. And for Teacup Tea Room, great entry from a husband and wife team who clearly have a well-developed plan and have worked hard to achieve it. So fantastic work from them there.
Next, we move on to Best Place to Work, sponsored by Cornwall College Business Training.
Best Place to Work, previously known as Employer of the Year, but we wanted to sort of flip it around and actually be focused on the staff rather than the people who employ them. And the finalist businesses in this category are Bluefruit Software from Redruth. They're a leading software specialists with talented software and test engineers and delivering software engineering solutions for 18 years. Secondly, we have Frugy, based in Helston, creating cotton clothes for children and adults too. And then finally, we have Yfield, based in Three Milestone, who are an award-winning, fast-growing digital accountancy practice. Again, 3 wide-ranging businesses there.
Yeah, and the judges' comments around this, as you would expect, really understanding the people issues within their sector, across the categories, really strong entries, but also about measurable results. So why is a best place to work? Why is making your staff happy and improving your productivity, improving the performance? How does that demonstrate down to business success and business performance indicators? And so the real balance of, not just doing it because, it's a great place to work, so you have happy staff, but also it makes your business better, it makes your performance better, it makes your customer service better. All aspects of the business improve if your staff are happy.
Next, we move on to Business Leader of the Year, sponsored by Unlocking Potential.
Business Leader of the Year, another important category. This is for people who are really showing leadership and management skills, which we know is very important in business. So the first nominee in this category is Laura White, who's the Managing Director of Yfield. That's the second finalist place for Yfield, who were also nominated in Best Place to Work. And as we said, they are a digital accountancy practice and one of the region's most fast growing. Second is Sean White, who's the owner of Wesup in Falmouth. They began as a stand-up paddleboard hire on Gillingvays Beach in 2010 and now have 3 centres across the UK. And then finally, Simon Brecken, Managing Director of Kerr Fires, based in Wadebridge, and they've been supplying and fitting wood-burning stoves in Cornwall for almost 2 decades.
For Yfield, they said there was really interesting answers with the industry that's relatively traditional, but they all said there were great, strong entries focusing on the personal involvement of the leaders within every aspect of the business.
Our next category is Circular Economy, and that's sponsored by Tevi.
This is another one of our new categories this year, and that's particularly acknowledging the work that Tevi does with businesses, encouraging them to reuse waste, become more sustainable. So that was something that we worked closely with Tevi on to create for this year. And the finalists in this category are Cultivate Cornwall Community Interest Company, based in Bodmin. They were formed in 2016 and work with the industry, textile waste, and also bring employment, education, environment and engagement to the forefront of the work in Cornwall to help communities grow. Odyssey Innovation Limited, based in Newquay. They specialise in circular economy solutions for marine plastics, which is obviously very hot on the agenda at the moment. They're reusing plastics from kayaks and now use to clean the inaccessible parts of our coastlines. And then finally, Tinkerboo, based in Truro, and they make sustainable and stylish wooden toys and children's furniture.
Each one of these really was around demonstrating how the businesses use the principles of a circular economy. So Cultivate Cornwall is really around entry demonstrated how they took in textile waste from profit-making businesses and then turned them into something else entirely. So they were making their business out of using waste products which would otherwise go to landfill. So that's a really interesting concept. So they either make bespoke products out of it, so something new, or they use it in educational workshops to improve people's skills. So that's a really interesting business model there. For Odyssey, again, that they basically retrieving marine plastics from the oceans and then recycle them into kayaks, and then using those kayaks to then retrieve more plastics. There's a real that's about the loop, and that's when people start to understand what a circular economy is. It's really about the loop. And then Tinkerboo, obviously they chose to use wooden toys because it's more sustainable than plastic, but also they made a collaboration and a partnership with a local furniture business to use all their waste material to create amazing, beautiful toys out of, and to the point where they're got a throughput of wood coming in, and they're creating specialist toys, and they're creating the designs out of what they get through the door. So they've not got a range of products that they build it to. They're really using the waste that comes in to create and drive their business model.
We move on now to Export of the Year, which is sponsored by Cornwall Trade and Investment.
It's about people who are working outside of the local area, so regionally, nationally and internationally, and who can demonstrate how that is essential to their business model. The first finalist in this category is Flan Microwave Limited, based in Bodmin, and they are a global market leader in designing and manufacturing passive RF, microwave and millimetric products, solutions and services. They work in the US and have been trading for over 60 years and has a workforce of 69 highly skilled engineers and exports 85% of products and services. Second nomination in this is Frugi, and that's also their second finalist place as well as Best Place to Work, based in Helston, creating organic clothing for children, adults and babies as well. And then finally, Ideal Foods Limited in Liskeard, and that's a family-run international seafood company selling to customers in more than 40 different countries.
And again, the judges just pointed out how each one of these three were excellent businesses, eye on global markets and expanding their global markets as well.
Next, we move on to Growth Business of the Year, which is sponsored by Access to Finance.
Obviously very important to us from the growth and skills point of view. We're all here, and the business support community is here to help businesses to grow, to improve, to be more profitable, to be more productive. So another important category for us. And the finalists in this are Blue Fruit Software in Redruth. And yes, you've heard that name before. This is a second finalist nomination for them, in addition to Best Place to Work. And as we've said, they're a leading software specialist in the UK. Second finalist is Fluid Branding, based in St Austell. And they're an established, experienced and highly professional promotional merchandise supplier. And then finally, St U Eggs in Truro, and they are a free-range eggs, multi-award-winning egg producers offering a diverse range of free-range egg and eggshell pasteurised liquid egg.
Each one of these three were really impressive entries, understanding their markets, where they were going. Growth business isn't all about where they are at the moment, it's about where they want to be and where their destination is going. So what are their plans for the future? So it's not all about demonstrating what you've done, but just as much about demonstrating where you want to go and where your plans are going to take you in the future. So those are three really interesting businesses from that point of view.
The next category for the finalists are Product of the Year, sponsored by Business Cornwall.
This is another new category for us. We have some fantastic and innovative products in Cornwall, and it's really important that we showcase those. So we introduced this category for the first time this year. And the first finalist is Mapix from Penzance, and they're an education technology business providing cloud-based platforms for monitoring pupil progress in schools, so supporting the education sector there. Altco Limited, based in Newquay, who are independent resin flooring specialists. So outstanding products including resin driveways, patios, paths and pool surrounds. And then finally, the Cornish Bed Company, based in Parr. They are one of the last remaining foundries to hand cast iron, brass and nickel beds.
So the judges, I think they found this one really difficult, obviously with totally different products. And so Mapix product was the online tracking platform. This was founded by a teacher and they were looking for a platform to use themselves and saw a gap in the market. So this is a really great business which is going to take off. I think it's growing and taking off. So this is something that a teacher themselves identified that would reduce the workload for teachers so they can have more time to actually do the teaching. Altco is a driveway solution, which is called Recycle Bound, which utilises waste plastic to create the driveways. And they say on their entry that each square metre consists of the equivalent of 3,000 plastic straws.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty amazing. Cornish Bed Company is for their leading product, the moored bed, which is a modern take on a traditional Victorian design, hand-forged in their company's foundry in Par. So that's another really interesting business.
Next, we move on to the category that you guys are particularly excited about. It's Sole Trader of the Year, sponsored by the Growth Hub.
This was a really important category for us that we introduced this year. As I said before, 35% of our existing clients are sole traders, self-employed, and they make up a huge section of the local economy and perhaps wouldn't have necessarily put their business forward for awards before. So we wanted to acknowledge their contribution and obviously showcase some of the fantastic work that's going on. So the first finalist in this category is Rachel Picken, Agile PR and Communications Limited, based in Truro. She runs a strategic communications consultancy specialising in using and teaching Agile project management. So that's bringing a different method to the way of delivering PR and communications. We also have Lauren Webb Roscoe Communications from Hale. Again, another marketing company supporting local businesses, whether they're a tourist attraction, accommodation provider or have a leisure interest. They range from strategic marketing to tactical delivery. And then finally, Nick Eagles, Sports for Tots, based in Praise and Beeble, which is one of my favourite Cornish location names. They deliver sports classes to children between 2 and 7 years old, specialising in getting young children active and engaged in sport at an early age and teaching them in a fun and inspiring way.
We were overwhelmed with the number of responses that we had. So the 3 finalists here who all demonstrated, the judges said, fantastic entries and great drive in driving their business forward as individuals and their business drive as well.
We finally move on to our last category. So this is Young Business Person of the Year, sponsored by Truro and Penrith College.
So this category acknowledges people who are running their own business, but also working within businesses as well. So there's a bit of a range there. And the first finalist is Claire Mason from Kerr Fires. And yes, you have heard that name before again. They are also a second finalist place for them. And they were nominated in Business Leader of the Year as well for Simon Brecken. So obviously some really high-powered people in that business. They've been supplying and fitting wood-burning stoves in Cornwall for almost 2 decades. Catherine George, who is the owner of Oh So Social, based in Penryn. They are a team of social media specialists led by Catherine, and they were the first agency in Cornwall to specialise in social media. And finally, Samantha Charles, owner of Float Digital in Newquay, and that's a fast-growing, award-winning SEO and Google Ads agency in Cornwall, and they partner with some of the world's most exciting brands from London to New York.
This was a mix of business owners and employees, so young employees that are working their way through the business. Claire from Kerr Fires is an employee at Kerr Fires, and the judges said that she clearly works hard, shows great initiative, flexibility, creativity in progressing her career within the business. And she obviously has the support of the senior management team and her colleagues. So that's a fantastic tick in the box for them. Catherine is owner of Oh So Social, and the judges said that her drive, commitment, enthusiasm are clear, as well as her ability to inspire others. And Samantha Charles, owner of Float Digital, demonstrated significant personal dedication and commitment, the judges said, and clearly has an eye on customer satisfaction.
Amazing. So they are all our finalists. So if they've just heard their name get called out, what happens next for them?
We will
Well, they crack open the bubbling, I think. Absolutely. You know,
first of all,
celebrate.
do a little whoop whoop and jump in
A little
there.
dance.
And tweet us, Facebook us.
Yeah,
Let us know
get the
how
message out
excited you
there.
are.
Celebrate. We will be in contact very shortly.
Send us an excited selfie.
to help explain what happens next. And then obviously, almost most importantly, it's about getting those tickets booked for the event, coming along and sharing.
Getting those dresses ready.
Sharing the success on the 27th of June.
The diet starts now.
And also maximising their exposure through Business of the Year and really sort of harnessing their own channels and their own audiences to get in the running for that vote as well. People can vote via our website, cornwallbusinessawards.co.uk, and that is a public vote, so it's about encouraging your family and friends and your clients and suppliers, your staff, anyone that knows anything about your business and knows how wonderful your businesses are and how committed they are to their business, encouraging votes there and really just enjoying and maximising the opportunity of being a finalist for the Cornwall Business Awards.
1 vote per person. You can't spend the
Just
next
sit there clicking and refreshing.
Can't spend the next 6 weeks clicking and refreshing. No, 1 vote per person. But so get the word
Get
out.
as many people behind you as possible.
Yeah, we're looking for creative ideas and how we get people out. Giant posters, emails out to your suppliers, customers, friends.
Business of the Year, that lasts until next year. So you
That's
can
a
be
whole
saying
year of Business
you are
of the
Business
Year.
of the Year in Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly.
Now that is an accolade
year.
you will want as a business for sure.
One final shout out to our headline sponsor, Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly Investment Fund, who offer debt and equity investment to small businesses who are really keen on growing in Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. So thank you very much to them.
We're looking forward to hearing from them and how they can support businesses with funding and debt equity on the night as well. So we can hear a little bit more from them on the awards night.
And you'll also hear a bit more from them between now and the awards night. We'll be doing some social with them. We hope to do a Q&A to help people understand what the opportunities are. So thank you very much to them. And also a huge thank you to Pirate FM for all your support so far, for the media award as well, and
helping to have record entries for this year.
Woohoo!
Yep,
and just recognising the importance of the business awards that shines a light on the fantastic work in Cornwall that's going on.
Well, it has certainly been a pleasure talking to you both today, and congratulations again to everyone who's been named as a finalist. Keep an eye on the Cornwall Business Award pages and your email inbox because you will be getting all the information you need very shortly. See you all on the 27th of June.
The Business Hub.